Welcome, Leadership Nation. We are on a journey to bring together men and women that believe in taking action in their life in the areas of finance, family, and fitness. This is the Leadership to Wealth podcast, and I'm your host, Neil D'Souza. Now, I've got a great guest for you today. I can't wait to introduce him to you. Let me just tell you, he believes in making the world healthier, one workout at a time. His core values at Trainers on Site is this. It's be fit. Now, what do we mean? It's B stands for belief, F stands for fitness, I stands for integrity, and T stands for trust. He's a personal trainer and the owner of Trainers on Site. My guest today, Rob Foster. Rob, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Neil. Really appreciate you having me on the show, and it's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad to have you on. I mean, this topic of fitness is so vital right now. If ever, it's even more vital right now. And I really want to get into talking about that, talking about how we can stay fit, because I know there's a lot of people that have put on a couple of pounds over all of this quarantine. But
the quarantine 15, Neil, the quarantine 15, that's what they call it.
I've heard that a couple of times now. Why are they calling it the quarantine 15?
Well, 15 pounds put on. You know, people over the course of the last 4 to 6 months, they put on 15 pounds. They've just been at home, maybe a little less motivated to do stuff. So they've been eating in excess and not moving as much.
Right. Okay. The quarantine 15. I now have a new reference. That's awesome. Okay. Well, listen, we want to jump into it. Now, what I always like to do to get us warmed up is 10 questions, rapid fire, that I love to ask the leaders that I have on this show. And it's basically choose an answer, yes or no, that kind of stuff. You good to go?
Good. It's not truth or dare, though, right? I'm not good with those.
No truth or dare. Yeah.
Awesome.
You don't have to drop any secrets that way. But,
okay. Cool. Awesome.
We won't mention about infomercials and okay.
Yes.
10 questions. All right. Rapid fire. Here we go. I make friends easily.
Yes, of course. I am pretty optimistic. I'm an extrovert. I always make friends everywhere I go.
Nice. I have a vivid imagination.
Oh, yeah. You don't know what I'm thinking right now. Very vivid.
I worry about things.
No, actually, I'm not a worrier. I'm not.
No.
I just go with the flow, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. On to the next. I love large parties.
I love large parties. Oh, yeah. Oh, Vegas, baby. Vegas.
Yeah. Fancy socks or fancy shoes?
Ooh, fancy shoes. Fancy shoes.
All right.
Yeah.
Solve complex problems or sweep the deck at a cottage?
Sweep the deck of the cottage, I guess. Yeah, that was a good one. That was good.
Yeah.
I'm a sweeper, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite hobby or sport?
Basketball all day, every day. Let's go Raptors.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Favorite book?
I would probably say Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
All right.
Yeah, that one or The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz, I believe.
Yes. Okay, great. Two great choices. Okay. A place in the world you would like to visit?
New Zealand.
Oh, you want to go visit the All Blacks rugby team? What's in New Zealand?
You know, they've got a lot of fitness in New Zealand. There's a lot of fitness, a lot of greenery, a lot of spectacular views. I just wanted to go see it because of, it's a huge fitness following in New Zealand. So yeah, I'd love to go check it out.
Nice. Okay. Do you have, or what do you see as your superpower?
Oof. I think my superpower is just being a friend and being cool. You just got to be cool. I think that's my superpower, is being cool, rolling with the flow. I think so. I think that's my superpower, just being cool.
Wow, being cool. Yeah. That is officially the first time that I've ever heard that. That's great.
Awesome.
My superpower is I'm cool.
Cool. I'm cool. I'm just cool.
As long as you don't.
Love it. That's cool.
That's great. Okay, so you're the owner of Trainers on Site, and you guys have got a number of locations. And Now let's just start right off. If people want to engage with you, how are they finding you?
Oh, they can find me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Trainers on Site, and then my name, Robert Foster. There's probably a lot of Robert Fosters across, but if you attach Robert Foster with Trainers on Site, then you'll find me. But that's how they can engage. And
Nice.
trainersonsite.com. My toll-free number is pretty simple. It's 1-888-269-1867. You'll see it on the website, but trainersonsite.com. Search us
Nice.
online, you'll find us.
Nice, nice. Now I've got to say, have a personality for TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
Ooh, TikTok. I should. My kids
Oh
are
my
into that, but
goodness.
man, I should get into that. I really
Yeah,
should
you
because
dominate. You
my kids
dominate.
are all over the place. Okay, domination. I like it. TikTok domination. Let's
That's
do it.
right.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. So we've got that, guys. Leadership Nation. You know where to go to find Rob Foster. Now, you've been in the game as a trainer since
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been doing it a while, a lot of success stories, a lot of people that you've helped transform their life. And have you always been on site? Have you always been
Uh,
doing on site?
yes, I started in the gym in a big box club, but
Yeah.
quickly I realized when I was working in a big box club, I said,
Wait. You know what, Rob? Hang on one
yeah,
second. We
okay.
just jump right into that. We didn't even get warmed
I
up.
know. Like,
We should
what's
have
the
asked
background of the background?
Yeah, that's right.
How'd you get involved to
Where
fitness?
where are you from? Give us a little bit of background. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? And
Okay. Well, I grew up in Georgetown. Georgetown's a small little town here in Ontario. And
okay.
then from Georgetown, I made the transition to Brampton. And then from Brampton, I essentially kind of bought my home and we just started raising a family and such. And I always liked fitness because when I was growing up, I was always healthy, playing
Mhm.
basketball, ball hockey. I got into some kickboxing and martial arts. And then one of my first jobs at a supplement store in the mall, I was full-time there, manager of the store. All the magazines were talking about being a personal trainer, being a personal trainer. And at that point, I was like, oh man, like that seems like a dream job. I love to work out. Like you can be a trainer and make money. And this is back in 2000. This is back in 2000 and probably 2000 and
Yeah.
2001. I was kind of thinking of it, right? But once I started asking some trainers from the big box gym I was at, not that I was at, but an affiliation of it, the trainers who were coming into the store, to the supplement store, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't be a trainer. There's no money in it. Like run the other way. Like don't do it.
You read my mind. I was going to ask this question. Okay, go ahead. Tell
And
us.
then the trainers kind of killed my dream a little bit. I was like, what? All these magazines are talking to me about like be certified, dream
Yeah.
job, and all these trainers coming to the store who I'm talking to, and they're like, don't do it, bud. Like run the other way. And I learned my first really most important lesson right there. If you want what others have, then you have to ask the right people. So
Mm,
the people I was talking to were the broke people. They're
right.
the ones who are not the successful trainers, who are
Right.
not making it happen. So
Right.
unfortunately, at that location, it just wasn't a wealthier location, or didn't have a lot of income.
Right.
So fast forward afterwards, after kind of selling cars, doing a couple things, my family's always been obese a little bit, always out of shape, and smokers and blah blah blah.
Right.
I've always cared for my fitness, always wanted to look after myself, and I started to look at more positive stuff, more self help, and then I went to actually when I was selling cars, I went to go get a gym membership at another big box gym, and the guy said, he tried to sell me a fitness assessment. He goes, okay, come in, fitness assessment, ride the bike, da da da. And I was kind of panting afterwards. And then he was like, well, you scored this much on the fitness test, and you need a trainer. And have you ever, thought about getting some personal training? Tried to sell me some personal training, and he did a great job actually. But I said, no, I used to work at a supplement store before. I know pretty much all there is to know about fitness. And he said, really? He goes, well, why don't you become a trainer then, and maybe work here? I said, because you guys don't make as much as me selling cars. And then once he told me how much his trainers, the lowest one, how much they made, I was like, oh, I was like, okay, I was clearly asking the wrong people way back
Right.
then.
Right.
And it's all about location too, as well,
Right.
right? So I said, okay. So I became a certified trainer, worked at a big box club. And essentially, my wife, when she was going to the gym in snowstorms and such with a 15, 20-minute drive, she just stopped going. Because she had a free membership. She goes, listen, she goes, I can't just keep coming to the gym. I don't like it. It's all sweat all over the place. My daughter's in the daycare. The daycare is all, a whole bunch of germs and such. And guys were hitting on her and everything. Not like she's super model gorgeous, although I think so. But, still though, like guys are always talking about form and technique, just casually. And then she's like, look, I just can't do it. I'm just going to work out at home. Why don't you train me at home? And I'm like, I can train you at home. Like, I can't bring the treadmill home. I can't bring this big, huge cable machine and barbells and stuff. And so my wife was like, no, just bring a TRX, bring a Bosu ball, some dumbbells. We'll buy them from wherever. I said, oh. So then I started training her at home.
Right.
And then another light bulb went off. I said, there's other moms out there and other people who are just super busy and can't get to the gym or don't like that gym aspect who might want to train her in their home. And then I started researching, right? I started going everywhere online, researching for things. And I started looking at different stuff because at the time, I think I was selling smart cars. I said, okay, maybe I could, working for Mercedes selling the smart cars. I said, maybe I could have these smart cars and going to people's homes. And so I did it. And I started researching online. There was already a company out there, I think, who was already doing that out in BC. And they were on Dragon's Den. And I was like, oh, it's a proven idea. Like, as soon as I thought of it, somebody else has already done it. That's okay. Where there's a McDonald's, there's a Burger King, I guess. Right. So hopefully I could be the McDonald's. They could be the Burger King. But anyhow, so that's how things started growing. And I decided to let go of my fitness manager job at the big box gym and open up my trainers on site business.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's really interesting. I mean, obviously you've been focused in that area for a while, so it wasn't something really significant that just made you change your mind and decide to go into that. You saw from an early age that this was a direction that you wanted to go into.
Yeah. And I will tell you one thing, when I was at the Mercedes, I was getting a stable salary. And it really wasn't until that general manager actually really he kind of verbally abused me pretty good one time. And I was part-time personal training because that was really my passion. And at that point there, when he kind of, did a couple things in front of some people, some choice words, I pretty much, I called my wife. I said, come pick me up. We're going to go full-time into this training thing. And she was freaked out. She's like, yeah, but you don't have the salary and this and that. And I said, don't worry about it. This guy's a jerk. I can't work for him anymore. We're going to make this happen. So she goes, okay. So she supported me because she had her job as well. And she's, yes, I believe in you. And that's all you need, man. Sometimes you just need that belief from someone else, right?
Yeah.
And I was just determined from there to go, I'll make this happen no matter what. Come heck or high water, I'll make this happen.
Wow.
So told him where to go pretty much. This is a bad move. Wasn't really classy of me, but it was kind of like that monkey off my back for many, many years. Right. And went full time into it.
Right. Okay. Now that actually makes a lot of sense, because it's funny how many of us can start in one place and then something usually just hits you in just that way that you think, all right, I need to make a change. And whatever it is, in your case, he hit that chord and you just thought, you know what?
It was the last nerve, right?
Yeah. Is this the way that I want to live my life? And I think that's kind of interesting when it comes to fitness as well, because so often people can get into a rut and then something hits them and they think, I need to make a change. And which is why I think this conversation is so vital at this time, right? There are so many people that are in a disempowering context, right? They're stuck at home. Food's really close all the time. They may not have the regular co-workers to go talk to, so they go visit the fridge a little more often.
And that's not a good friend you want. You don't want that friend.
Easily accessible, always there for you, but
24/7.
And cool too.
Cool. And they don't talk back either, right? They no bad jokes.
Always there for you.
But, Neil, sometimes though, I do believe it is actually that small little thing in life that happens, whether it's the doctor's visit, whether it's the comment at a family gathering, whether it's the pant just won't do up. It's something that triggers someone to make a decision.
Absolutely. Well, you just hit the nail on the head for me. 2 months ago could not fit into my dress shirts or anything anymore. I was down to just a handful of clothing. Wow. And I thought, you know what? It's time. I'm not buying a new wardrobe. I'm not moving to, what are those things everyone wears? Jogging pants. I'm not moving to jogging pants.
No.
That's not how it's going to go. And I decided, all right, it's time to, and it just happened to coincide with the starting of the Leadership to Wealth podcast.
Wow.
And which is why I thought, you know what, I've got to have fitness in there because it's relevant to my life, right? Which is why we share it on the show, because I know there's so many people out there. They're, people don't want to make money just for making money. They want to make money so they can enjoy their life. Well, what is that? Well, that's the fitness piece, right? Being healthy so that
Yeah.
you can enjoy the life. And what's the family piece? It's relationships, right? Otherwise, what good is making money and all those kind of things, right? So
Yeah,
you
absolutely. And
really want to have that trifecta.
yeah, you do. And I think in terms of a marketing thing, I think there's just pretty much it's either fitness, money, or romance. Those
Yeah.
three different things they say are the major things you need to market into, right?
Oh,
Health and
perfect.
fitness, right? And then they go, okay, and then what about money? And then what about romance? Those three things. If you can hit on those, you'll do really well with marketing or whatever
Oh, that's
business you open
fantastic.
up.
So I hit all three,
Right?
with a
Boom.
blindfold. That's great.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was great. That was really good. And Neil, I think if I'm really looking at any successful CEO out there,
Yeah.
most of the CEOs, I would say 80 or 90% of them are pretty fit and pretty healthy. And
Mm,
even
yeah.
their corporations that they work for, they probably have some kind of plan to make sure that that CEO is pretty healthy, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what I've found for myself is in my journey is that when you're, if you want to fire on all cylinders, if you want to make money in business, you want to be healthy as well. Like they go hand in hand. These things go hand in hand, and because you're going to be active and taking action in all of these different areas of your life. And now sometimes you need a little push in one area or the other, right? To help you along. You need as mentors, and the whole reason that personal trainers are such a big item is because we need a little bit of help. We need that training. We need that mentorship to be able to reach the goals that we have, right? We
Yeah.
we accept some of our own limitations. So that's
Coaching.
that's coaching.
Coaching is necessary. And I'll just share with you a quick little story.
Yeah,
Speaking of coaching, everybody needs a coach. I need a coach. Everybody,
yeah.
right? Obviously, so I pay for a coach. I pay for a black belt. I pay for a seventh degree black belt to coach me and my family for a 2 hour session once per week.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I got into that was because when I was actually doing karate and I failed my black belt the first time, I was like, holy shoot, maybe I just need to, go practice more. So I went
Yeah.
to the dojo, practice more, practice more. I was practicing wrong the whole time. I was not
Right.
practicing perfectly, right? Same bad habits over and over. I was just doing them more bad habits, right? More bad habits.
Yeah.
And then I failed a second time. I almost quit karate. I was like, this is not for me. Maybe it's too
Right.
long. Maybe I don't have flexibility. And finally, my sensei said, well, why don't you take some privates with me, and then I'll fix everything for you. And if I fix everything for you, I'm sure that you'll be ready for your black belt. So then the third time I went for my black belt test, I finally got it. And the old Japanese sensei, in his he speaks really good English actually, and he was like, why'd you not do this the first two times? Like what you just did in terms of your performance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sensei said, I guess I didn't know any
Right.
better. But really what happened was getting that coaching, getting that one-on-one
Yeah.
training, not even my family, just me, that one-on-one training 1 or 2 times per week with my sensei before the grading, like leading 3 months up to the grading. That made the difference because I knew exactly the mistakes I was making and he helped me correct them. Really important.
Wow. That is such a powerful story because it is true in every area of your life. I mean, when I have real estate professionals on here, investors and all, you can go out and try to do the stuff on your own. And what happens? You usually continue to create your own bad habits and you duplicate them over and over again until some point down the road you go, I need some help in here. And then you maybe get a coach, get some mentors, and then you learn to fix those things. And
Yeah.
what you lose in between is the time, right?
Critical time, man. I'm telling you, you can't get that back.
And you can't get that back. And so what you're sharing right there is so vital, even in the air. How many people, okay, I can do this workout thing, or I can do this exercise thing.
Everybody tries, Neil. Everybody tries. Same with renovations, buddy. Same thing. But you're right with fitness. When it comes to fitness, everybody tries. Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it next week. Before you know it, it's 2 years later and you put on 30 or 40 pounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most vital questions that we're going to have to ask is how to integrate these things to make them part of our life, right? Because that's always that's always the difficult part, and we'll get into that perhaps a little bit more in the wealth building portion, the second half um, of it. But I want to ask in for your journey, because your journey is not just health, but it's also as a businessman. Have you?
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you've kind of gone through um, to get to where you are now? I mean, you've
Man,
done quite
holy
well.
cow.
And again, we
Neil,
won't
there's a lot of
mention.
challenges. How much time do we have, Neil? Do we have a lot of time? Oh my gosh. Well,
We'll just
listen,
keep the infomercials out of the question.
yeah, yeah,
We'll
yeah,
go, yeah.
exactly. When
Okay.
when I first started Trainers on Site in 2008,
Yeah.
because I wanted to essentially be first to market in Ontario, I started franchising right away. And that was a
Okay.
big mistake, actually. So I had like about 2 years under my belt of a sole proprietorship running a different company name, found out it was trademarked by some other company. So then I kind of abolished that and I opened Trainers on Site and I started franchising right away. We had like 6 smart cars on the road, all identical. It was good. It was really cool. We were like pretty much the first to market, but there was no systems in place. There was no
Right.
marketing in place. Everything was guerrilla marketing. There was no paid advertising. So everything just kind of fell apart. But I still kept the name, still kept the company. We didn't go bankrupt or nothing. We just, just didn't chase franchisees for anything. We just let them kind of do their own thing afterwards.
Mhm.
But that was a big mistake I made. And also another big mistake, not big mistake, but one thing you have to look out for, you have to notice, you have to realize, you have to understand. Um, if it's a market that's easy to entry, be careful because some of your employees will compete against you. They'll learn
Okay.
everything you do and they'll compete against you. So,
Right.
there's other franchises out there, junk companies, moving companies, barbershops. It doesn't require an MBA in finance to open one of these.
Mhm.
But if you do lawn cutting, landscaping, whatever, just be prepared that somebody else might be close to you and they might actually feels like a stab in the back essentially, but they're going
Right.
to think they could do it some way better. So that's happened to me over and over
Right.
because it's easy to entry, right? The personal training industry.
So has it helped in because you franchise and you're still franchising?
Yes. Still
Okay.
franchising now.
Okay.
We have a franchise in Oakville. We're the Milton franchise, and we're franchising right now in areas of about 150,000 people population. But sorry, what's the question?
Um, with franchising, does that alleviate some of that? Someone coming in and then just
Yeah, it's
trying
going to
to take
alleviate
off
it.
in.
Yes, it's going to alleviate it because I tried before actually after I abolished, no, I stopped that franchising aspect back in 2010. I
Yeah.
decided to have contractors in different cities all throughout the GTA,
Yeah.
and you can't manage that.
Right.
Especially if it's a mobile service like this, you can't manage those people all throughout,
Right.
and they form different relationships with their clients and their customers. So that was really hard. Now, instead of being out there and spending marketing, advertising dollars in all these different cities, essentially what we did was we said, let's grow small and that way we can manage it better and we can keep an eye on things a little bit better. And it,
Mm.
it did work a lot. And now instead of growing in another big huge metropolitan area, another big city, or even another town, I'd rather sell a franchise there. That person's more committed, they're locked into a 5 to 10 year agreement, and they're going to pay the franchisor or the corporate company a royalty, right? And our royalty is only 8%. So if they are keeping pretty much everything else, then they're happy. They can use the
Right.
brand, use our systems, use our marketing, our sales
Yeah.
material, and then they can grow that side of the business themselves.
Right.
Definitely helped
And
instead of having contractors throughout.
right. So they've got the McDonald's, they've got the system already built,
Yeah,
and they it really spares them from that, and they're able to just go ahead
put forth
and
the effort.
help client, yeah,
Yeah,
help with the
help
different
clients.
clients that are looking, rather than having to build. Because I know in this industry there are so many people that come into it, and quite frankly, they fizzle out because
They do.
they
Very often trainers
right,
fizzle. Oh yeah, overworked and underpaid, especially if you're working in a big box gym. You're getting minimum wage to maybe $20 an hour,
yeah,
and you're sleeping in tanning beds, with them not turned on, right? Actually,
right,
during COVID, probably not at all, but
yeah,
that's what I did. I used to sleep in my car in between clients. I used to sleep in the tanning bed with a pillow. It
wow.
was it was long days, man, long
Wait, we
days.
just talked about all of the hardships, and you didn't mention any of that. Sleeping
I
in the
know,
car.
I know.
Okay,
I
great.
know. There's some hardships, man. Eating tuna like all the time and such because you couldn't afford any other type of food. So fun stuff, fun stuff. But
Proud of you. You, have you been eating a tuna fish sandwich today?
Yeah. Well, I had lots of mints, man. Lots of mints all over the place. I had mints everywhere just in case. Oh, fun times at the
It's,
big box club.
well, it's lean meat. It's lean meat. It's a
Yeah,
good part of
it
the
was lean.
diet.
It was
That's
good. It was
great.
good. Good for the
Uh,
muscles, right? Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Okay. So that's great. Now, we want to get into learning about what you do and what you teach. So we're going
Sure.
to actually jump over to the wealth building portion. So, Leadership Nation, we're jumping over there. Come join us over to learn what Rob at Trainers on Site is teaching, how he's helping you grow or maybe shrink in quarantine 15, COVID
Yeah.
15,
COVID 15, quarantine 15.
quarantine 15. There it is. Yep, just
Take
butchered
it
that.
away.
Here
Yeah,
we
that's
go.
okay.
But let's head over there.
Awesome.
And we're back. Welcome, Leadership Nation. We are on our journey to bring together men and women that believe in taking ownership in their own life, taking action in the areas of family, finance, and fitness. This is the Leadership to Wealth podcast, and I'm your host, Neil D'Souza. Now, we've got our guest with us. If you heard all about his fun journey to being the man, the magic behind Trainers on Site, Rob Foster. Rob, so glad to have you now.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for having
Yeah.
me, Neil. Really appreciate it. This is actually it's a lot of fun. I like it.
And now we're going to get into the wealth building portion. We got out of talking about how you got here. Now we're going to get into finding out what you teach, tips, tricks, all the things that we can start integrating and how a personal trainer helps out. The first thing I have to ask is who should be listening to what you're talking about right now? Who are the people that, Trainers on Site, these are the people that we get the best results for? Who is that?
Our typical client, I would say our target audience or our niche is actually the corporate career busy mom. That is our number one client who says, hey, I need a trainer to come to my home. I'm too busy. I'm running the kids around the sports, the soccer, whatever else. I'm commuting back and forth to work. I just don't have the time to go to a gym. Please give me a plan that it can be fast, efficient, quick, professional, and eliminate the guesswork. So that's what we do. That's our client. Now, do some dads come along? Do some any other type of executives? Sure, of course they do. Stay-at-home moms, yeah, some stay-at-home moms as well. But I would say our primarily one would be busy corporate career moms. Yeah.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think women in general tend to be more conscious of their health than men, which is why most men tend to die before their wives.
It's true. And you know what? I
Yeah.
think for guys, we're stubborn, right? We always, we're driving down the road somewhere. We don't want to look at the map. We know exactly where we're supposed to go, right? I don't want to get help from anyone. For us guys, we think we can always do it ourselves. We're always the hero. We're always the one to Mr. Fix It. And
Right.
we can solve all the problems. So when it comes to fitness, we always try to go it ourselves. And we don't want another man or woman telling us what to do. So our main, demographic, women tend to really be okay with taking that helping hand. Guys have a tougher time.
Right. But now you're a man and you're training women.
Yes.
And does that not make them feel uncomfortable? I mean, we were talking about the first half where when women are going to the gyms,
creepy
that they're
guys.
and they're and they're
Well,
interacting
Neil,
and they're having
if you haven't
not
noticed,
making light of it, but
I'm not a big bodybuilder guy, so I don't have bulging muscles all over the place where,
right.
They would be intimidated. I'm a pretty simple athletic guy. And, when people actually talk to me and that, some women do request, depending on the different faiths and such, some women do request if they have a female come to the home. And I understand that. And that's why we have a female on staff. But some women even want a male to come, right? So some women are like, and I'm like, okay, does your husband know I'm coming? Like, just to make sure, I want to get this clear, right?
Yeah.
And then we make sure, all of our trainers have background checks. We have liability insurance, but, women, they don't mind. They want sometimes a guy to push them even harder versus a female. So it really just depends on what the consumer wants, right?
Okay. That's very interesting. I was just thinking, that's interesting that that a lot of these corporate individuals, women, are looking for. Well, we know that they're looking for training, but that they're completely comfortable with
100%.
maintaining space. That's
Well,
awesome.
these corporate career women, these busy moms, they're executives, right? Typically. And if they're executives, they're pretty confident already. So they're pretty
Right,
like, they don't have a problem with, yeah, we know. I know the deal. Come on.
right. But
Just come
for
to me.
the other clients, for people that want to request a female trainer,
Yep. Yep.
you guys at Trainers on Site have that access as well. So
Yes. Yep. So I always
awesome.
recommend to any franchisees, I say, hey, you might do a little bit of the training as the franchise owner, but you shouldn't really be, doing the technical work. You should hire another trainer. And then, as you get busier, hire two. Having a male and a female is the
Right.
best blend, actually.
Oh, okay, great. So that's a good note. I'll have to come back to that one. Okay, so we've got an idea of who we're looking at. And what are the types of goals that most of your clients are looking for?
That's a loaded question, because with our trainers on site clients, the main one that people seem to come to us for is weight loss, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But with our niche, our demographic that we market to, weight loss is not a major thing for them. They want more energy. They want to be toned. They want to be more fit. They want to reduce their health risks. They want to be able to keep up with their kids as they grow older and be more functional, travel in a healthier manner. That's kind of that niche part, their
Yeah.
goals. But I would say maybe stay-at-home moms or maybe some teachers, or they're looking more for weight loss. So we're in an interesting time right now because our niche only was corporate career busy moms, right? But with the
Yeah.
quarantine, with the pandemic, with COVID, our business model actually had to change. And
Yeah.
not sure if you're getting into it
No,
right
that's
now, but
perfect. Go ahead.
we actually had to go from only doing in-home personal training, a little bit of corporate wellness as well, to now offering remote fitness coaching. And remote fitness coaching,
Okay.
we had to bring our price point down. So, bringing that price point down, not trading the time for money of, hey, I'm here with you for half an hour on Zoom or in person, but actually just giving a plan, making sure they stay accountable to a plan via a really
Right.
awesome fitness app, making sure there's a meal plan there, making sure there's nutrition coaching. And then that service was probably like 1/4 of the price of actual one-on-one in-home training. So when we
Wow.
did that, it opened up a different niche. We're not going with the corporate career busy executive anymore. We're now going with your average Joe, your average Jane per se, right? Like
Right.
the average person female looking to lose weight.
So in effect, are you telling me that right now in-home service has totally been shut down?
No, no, I'm
No.
not telling you that.
Okay.
So when COVID happened, we
Yeah.
actually had to offer all of our in-home clients now Zoom training, right? Like we're
Right.
doing right now.
Right.
But a lot of the new business coming in was not in-home. The people
Mm-hmm.
were not requesting for an in-home trainer or a Zoom trainer per se.
Right.
So we had to kind of pivot a little bit and offer something. What people wanted though, because they couldn't get to the gym, guess what they wanted? They wanted fitness workouts at home that could be designed for them. They kind of
Right.
were tired of searching Instagram and Facebook for all these free workouts, no plan, right? Really? So we
Right.
say, okay, we get a plan specifically for you. We're going to customize it for you based on
Yeah.
your goals and your schedule. And
Right.
people liked that. People started signing up, and it was
Yeah.
really successful. It's still successful right now. It's
Yeah.
it's 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 a program that sells like gangbusters for us right now.
That's great. Well, I can see the challenge that it resolves, because you go on the internet and you type in fitness, and oh, here's a free workout, here's a workout, here's a workout. Which is the one for me? Oh, I like
Yeah,
this. And you get into spending so much time
researching.
trying to research and figure out what's best for you that you don't actually do any working out.
No. You get frustrated, you get overwhelmed, you have so many
Right.
questions, you just confuse yourself, and you could literally spend like weeks and months just being stagnant, not doing anything because you're
Yeah.
looking for the perfect program, trying this one here, trying that one there.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, that might have not been the program for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I remember when I was younger and we all we had was you had you could buy a set of weights and it'd come home and
Sorry, Neil.
had no
Somebody called
problem.
through my phone. I apologize.
Yeah.
That was
Honey,
weird.
I'm in the middle of an interview right now.
To buy a set of weights?
So yeah, a set of weights. You had those old ones with the sand or concrete inside,
Yeah,
and
the cement inside.
and
Yeah,
and
I
you got
got
the
them right
one
here.
liter magazine that went with it, and it had Arnold Schwarzenegger showing you a whole bunch of different exercises, right?
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
that's what you did, right? That's my demographic, my days, right? That's what you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
There wasn't even the choice, so you didn't know if you were doing it right or not. You just knew, hey, if I do this, then I'm going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But there was a little bit more to that.
Fitness has evolved, and there's a way more to that. Yes, holy cow.
Yes. Now it's the complete opposite. There's so many different directions. What do you do,
Yeah.
right? And so, yeah, go ahead.
Not to barge in, but I want to tell you, there's a proven formula to how people will actually get results in fitness. And it really only involves 3 steps. Are we okay to share this right now?
Yes, this is your hit it. Tell us.
So if someone says to me, Rob, I want to lose weight, I want to trim inches, I want to feel more sexy for my spouse, I want to, trim, tone. If someone says that and they come across to us for those kind of goals, the way that people will achieve those goals, it really only takes 3 steps, right? So those 3 steps. So the first one, write them down, everybody. Ready?
Yep.
There's a secret here, okay? Fitness. You need a good fitness plan, right?
Okay.
You need a really good fitness plan, one that works with videos and demonstrations of the exercises. Okay, you need that. Whether it's live or recorded, doesn't matter. The second one you really need is a nutrition plan, a really good nutrition plan that's wholesome and healthy. That's not a diet. Diets don't work, right? Diets suck. They don't work. Yeah, there's paleos, intermittent fasting. They work momentarily, but they don't work long term. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got fitness, we got nutrition, and then the last piece is accountability.
You
need coaching. You need accountability. You need to stick to something.
Right.
Because let's face it, Neil, what I've learned from trainers on site in this experience was it took me like a decade to learn this. But if I just gave you a fitness plan and I gave you a meal plan and it sits in your inbox and I say, here, Neil, pay me $500 for it. You pay me the money. It sits in your inbox. What's the chances of you following that to a T and being successful? Slim to none. It hasn't happened. Like it doesn't happen. It just sits there, right? Or maybe they'll open it up. Maybe they'll do it. Maybe they won't. But what we figured is if we attach that third pillar, right? Fitness, nutrition, accountability. If we attach that third pillar to it and make people stay accountable to all their workouts, to every single morsel of food that they eat, to drinking all their water, if we keep them accountable, they get results.
Right.
And the thing that really works so well is having a defined end program, a DEP. If you have a defined end program, a challenge, a contest, that's what works. Because when people enter something small that's doable, a bite-sized piece, with those 3 things, fitness, nutrition, accountability, they get results.
Wow.
That's it right there. Mic drop. There. Boom. Right?
Done. We can end the interview right now.
We can end the interview right there, right? Because Neil, you know what? Honestly, for like a decade as a trainer, I would kick people's butts and I would kick them really good, like phenomenally, like really give them really hardcore workouts. I wouldn't see really good results from them. Because then the more that I would train them and kick their butts hard 3 or 4 times per week, the more they would eat crappy food because they'd be starving. And they didn't develop the habits to actually cook proper food from scratch. Right. So then my wife becomes a nutritionist. My wife's like, okay, let's sell them meal planning. I'm like, well, they're paying like $1,000 a month already for a personal trainer. Can they afford another $400 a month for meal planning? No, nobody could. So that kind of fizzled out. So then I said, okay, well, what if we give them for free? Again, the meal plan just sat in their inbox. They didn't do it.
Right.
So we struggled with that, buddy. We actually did not have many before and after pictures. We didn't have that great of success of clients. But what's really worked recently in the past 2 years is attaching that accountability piece. And that accountability piece in that past, actually just the past year alone, we've got hundreds of transformations.
Yeah.
So the accountability piece was the missing component, keeping people accountable to making sure that they do the workout. Well, if I show up, they're going to do the workout, right? I ring the doorbell, they got to open it, right? Or I show up on Zoom or whatever it is. But it's actually that food part. When they stay attached to a nutritionist of eating the meals, the healthy, holistic meals from the plan that we give them, not a diet, and they have to prove picture by picture 3 meals a day at least, that's accountability, bud. And that's where people get results. We have people losing 15 pounds in 3 weeks.
Wow, that's great.
It takes some people 3 months to do that. We do it in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, okay, I've got to ask about this nutrition piece because a lot of people like to steer clear of this topic, but I think it's a vital topic.
I'll tell you the real deal.
Yeah. Tell me. What are we?
What's the question you got?
I don't know. I'm not the nutritionist.
Okay. So my wife's a nutritionist, and here's the deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Just eat foods that are actually less than 5 ingredients. Try to eat foods that don't have barcodes. try to, you want to make all your meals, right? Like you want to
Yeah.
prep all your meals. If you're eating meals that are already pre-made, look at the ingredients on the back of the package or the box.
Right.
There's probably like
Right.
50 ingredients in
Right.
there.
Yeah.
So that's the key when it comes to food, right? If somebody, I just had a client, she was kind of upset. She didn't do really well on her 21-day challenge. And I said, okay, well, what do you think was the reason why you didn't do well? And she goes, well, I could have followed the meal plan a little bit better. I'm like, yeah, you could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, why didn't you follow the meal plan? Well, I didn't meal prep properly. I didn't take the time out to cook my food. And I hate cooking this. I'm telling you right now, anybody listening out there, anyone, if you're listening, you right there, you have to cook your meals from scratch. If you want
Mhm.
success with weight loss or any other type of fitness goal you're trying to achieve, you have to cook your meals from scratch. That's the only way
Mhm.
that it works. Trust me. Trust me on this.
Mhm.
We've got clients over and over and over. We've got more than a decade of success and failures for that matter. And what really works, you have to cook your foods from scratch. You have to prep your meals.
But now, how does that work? Because didn't we start off with busy corporate
Yeah.
moms?
Good luck with that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you have to meal prep hack, right? You got to find these little
Okay.
hacks, right? You got to batch cook. You got to, on a Sunday, right? You got to take that maybe hour, 2 hours to prep for the week, and maybe get the kids involved. The kids are cutting the veggies, right? The kids are washing the stuff. Somebody's cooking the chicken. Maybe, okay, you've got a family of four, and you want to cook like 2 or 3 different chicken meals for the week.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? You got your chicken breast, the small little one. Maybe you're cutting in half, like two
Yeah.
pieces of that. You fillet it in half. One person gets one person gets the other. So you're cooking up. So you got to batch cook, right? You got
So,
to do
so are
that. You
you
got to.
telling me the trainers on site is also on-site chefs? What's going
No,
on?
no, Neil. That's another
But
service, man. That would
yeah,
be
that's
crazy.
right.
That'd be crazy.
So
That'd be awesome.
how do you integrate this into?
You
I
know
mean,
what?
you got the three legs there that you just talked
We got
about.
the 3 legs,
Yeah.
and really, it's my wife giving the advice. My wife telling
Right.
him, like, look, this is what works. You need to meal prep hack like this. Like, when someone gives a meal plan for the recipes for the week, what we
Right.
get people to do is we get people to have leftovers for the second day. Don't have new meals every single day. That's too crazy. Nobody's got time for that.
Right.
But if you make a meal for the Monday, let that meal have enough food left over for the Tuesday. And
Right.
you'll start to get used to it. Like you'll be able
Right.
to get used to the ingredients, like how much food you need based off of who's all eating in the house.
Yeah.
And you got to get the family on board, man. You can't be cooking 3
Right.
separate meals. That
Right.
corporate career busy mom, she's not going to cook 3 separate meals. She's not going to do it.
Right.
She's going to say you either eat or you don't eat, right? So you got a meal prep hack, right? You got to find things that are simple and easy, and go-to meals. You're going to have some breakfast that you love, and you probably want to have 4 times throughout the week. Maybe every breakfast you're like, I love this breakfast. I'm going to keep eating it over and over. So
So,
those are the things you got to look at.
so what I'm getting is this is not going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3.
No, it's not, sir. It's not. It's not. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It's fitness, nutrition, accountability.
Yes.
Sure, it sounds easy, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But really, it's the I'd say the fitness part's the easiest part, although it takes most effort in terms of energy and soreness right then and there. But the hardest part is actually cooking on the meals from scratch, right? But once you do that, once you master that, and you find out your hacks and your little ways to go about doing it, that's when you'll have the best success. People
Wow.
do too many things, Neil. People are too busy. I know
Right.
many busy corporate executive moms are too busy. You know why? Because they want little Johnny or little whoever it is, Sarah or Susan. It doesn't matter the name. They want their kid to be going from sport to sport, music to music. Like they're doing soccer, they're doing piano, they're doing scouts, if that's around even still. Now during COVID, nobody's doing anything. So thank God families are eating
Right.
together again, right? Families are
Yes.
cooking from
Yes.
scratch again. It's a perfect time.
Yeah.
But pre this stuff, people were running around like chickens with their head cuts off. So,
Right.
like, for example, my wife was like, no, you're doing basketball and that's it. I'm not going to get you to do this, this, and this because quite frankly, I don't have the time, or your dad doesn't have time to run you around all over the place. Why would we stress you out to get you to do 3 different activities at one time? Doesn't make sense.
on the possibility that I might make enemies here.
I know.
I've got 4 kids, and
I got 4. I got 3. Wow.
so
Bless you,
you
man.
know what
Bless
I'm
you.
talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's actually a lot more time in our day than we really want to consider. And
Sure.
I find that there's so much time that ends up being busy time. And I think what you were saying about the life hacks, right? And food hacks, these kind of things, if you learn to integrate some of these things, you're amazed at how much time you do have to be able
Yes.
to put all of these things together,
And don't be
right?
afraid to ask for help. Ask your husband for
Right.
help. Ask your wife
Right.
for help. Ask the kids to help.
Teach them
Like,
to cook.
yeah, teach them to cook. I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
my 14-year-old, she was already preparing meals at the age of 12.
Right.
She was already prepping stuff, cutting
Slave
stuff, cutting
labor.
stuff.
Okay. So
We got
Rob,
it.
yeah, the road
Awesome.
to
I'm
fitness.
I'm I'm telling you, man, you got to get help, because if you're trying to do all your own on your own, moms, dads, whoever it is, it's too hard to do everything on your own. It really is,
Right.
especially if you already have a corporate career, full-time job.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be corporate, right? Even if you're like a teacher or working at the
Right.
town or the city, doesn't matter. If you're busy, you're pissy, ask for
Right.
help. Ask for help,
Right.
right?
Okay. All right. So we've nutrition is really the key. It sounds like
Yeah,
the fitness part is
80%,
the,
buddy.
yeah.
Fitness part's the easy part.
Right. Right. And that's, I mean, you guys excel at that. I know that you guys have got a ton of information on the website, trainersonsite.com,
Yep,
right?
trainersonsite.com. We've got tons of information there. Then we have little sub websites for our challenges. Like right now, we have the 21-day at-home challenge. So it's
Okay.
trainersonsite.com/21-day-at-home-challenge, right? So if you kind of spell that
Okay.
out, how they have those little hyphen extensions.
Yes.
So if you look at that, you'll find our 3 weeks to win challenge, our 21-day challenge.
Okay.
So, and not only do we just service Milton for that, because it's remote, we can service anybody anywhere.
Wow.
It's not Oakville. That's my franchisee. That's
Right.
him. I
Right.
got to give the business to him.
Okay. So, we're nutrition, vital, the physical fitness, the fitness routines, what to do, all of that.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to, you're going to be able to help craft that for them.
We customize it for them specifically. Yep.
And then accountability, which
Ooh,
is
yeah.
hugely underrated, but that is the coaching, the mentoring part, right? And it allows us to be able to develop the habits that we need to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm telling
So,
you, with software and such, and the different things we have in terms of technology, I get pings all day from clients completing things. We have like
oh,
30,
that's great.
we have 30 or 40 clients we do personal training with. Then
Yeah,
I've got personally myself another 30 clients of remote coaching. So I
right.
get these little pings like, hey, Ann just finished her workout. Fatima just finished her workout. Fatima just walked 30 minutes. Susan it's really cool, man. It's really
Oh,
awesome.
that's great.
Yeah,
That's
so I get
great.
these pings. So that's the accountability factor, because then I give them a little clap back or a
Right.
thumbs up or a high five, right? And they know I'm watching, so they know I'm
Yeah,
expecting it. It's pretty cool.
that's awesome. Okay, so we've got all that. They can go to your website. Your number's on there. They can find you on any other. Where else can they find you?
Any platform, trainers on
You-
site. So,
Yeah,
you can look at our
Trainers
Google
on site.
reviews. You
Yeah,
can look at LinkedIn. I try to be active on LinkedIn,
yeah,
Instagram. We're on there too as well, and
yeah.
Facebook, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so now I said I'd come back to it. You were talking about franchising, and
Yes.
so now you're still franchising. You're helping guys that may already have their certification and already trainers,
A little bit of
and
experience under their belt. Yep.
right. And so you're able to help set them up in different locations. Can you tell us a little bit about franchising?
Yes, so I decided to franchise the business because we had a systemized plan of how things were working already, and we were
Yeah.
getting the sales, and I've got the sales skills to help trainers succeed, because that's one of the things they lack. They come out of school or through a certification program and they know how to train people, but actually they don't know about marketing. They don't know about advertising, about
Right.
sales. So
Right.
that's the aspect that I've learned quite a bit about over the past decade plus of really honing that craft and knowing, right?
Right.
So, for franchisees, we're looking for trainers first and foremost.
Yeah.
If somebody comes to me and they're not certified as a trainer and they're like, well, I'm pretty fit though, I work out, I'd like to buy a franchise, they would have to be certified, because as that franchise owner, they would have to step in if, say, a trainer quit or got let go or something. They might
Mhm.
have to step in to train these clients, right? So they would definitely have to be a certified trainer. Now, that being said, I don't really want them doing that technical work, right? I want them to
Okay.
do the running of the business. So I want them to do the sales, the marketing, the fitness assessments, the kissing babies and shaking hands. Well, not during COVID, but pre-COVID, right? Hopefully this whole thing will blow over. But
Yeah.
that's the person I'm looking for. And then they should hire trainers, of a good skill set, who know how to motivate clients and give people awesome results and go to people's homes. So,
Right.
and in terms of a franchise too, so we give them support materials, we give them marketing, we give them their own website, we give them the design, all the graphic design stuff for the logos, and
Yeah.
they can put everything everywhere. And then
Yeah.
we also will recommend for them to get a car. So for example, I've got 4 cars in my fleet. I've got a van that's got the decals on the side because I
Yeah.
can take it anywhere. I can take it to schools, corporations, boot camps, or just to
Wow.
people's homes. It's great advertising on wheels. Then I've got a little smart car that boots around the city too as well,
Yeah.
and a Nissan Micra. We also have the new Nissan Kicks. We have 4 different cars actually in Milton going to people's homes.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. And then so we tell them how to do the graphics on that. We tell them a plan on how to go about hiring trainers and such. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're looking for, if someone knows that they're a trainer, they know of a trainer who's had a little bit of success and they've been at a big box, so they try to do it on their own, but they know they want to tap into something a little bit greater. They want to change people's lives and they have a passion for it.
Mm.
Then we want to talk to them because we're looking for territories that are 150,000 people or more, to open up trainers on site locations across Ontario right now. Nowhere
Mm.
else, just Ontario.
Just Ontario. Okay, so what have we not told people that we need to make sure people hear?
Hmm. To try and try again. Don't
Mm.
just get hung up on the failures, right? Don't just get hung up on, oh, I tried it once and it didn't work. Just keep trying. Just keep trying. But this is a reiteration, I guess. Get a coach, right?
Mhm.
Get
Mhm.
those teachings already absorbed, right? That time that's been put in. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time and try and do it all on your own. I think we talked about, I guess my history and where we come from. We've also talked about the business, like what is Trainers on Site? How do we
Yeah.
personal train people
Yeah.
with zero equipment or
Yeah.
dumbbells or machines, what have you?
Yeah.
Having joint partnerships is pretty cool. That's pretty important too
Okay.
as well, which we have
Yeah.
one with a home fitness equipment retailer.
Okay.
And then, what happened during COVID and how we had to
Yeah.
pivot and adjust, and then the
But
franchise.
what's next now? So what's
Oh,
next?
next for Trainers on Site.
Trainers on Site. Yeah, what's next for you and Trainers on Site? You guys are continuing to franchise. It sounds
Yes,
like COVID has not slowed you down.
not at all. We
You've
just
changed some of the
pivoted.
model. Yeah, you pivoted, but you're still going forward.
Yeah.
What's anything new on the horizon? Anything exciting that
Yeah,
we
so
should
we've
know
got a new
about?
website. We got a new website coming out soon. So we've got that. That's about to come out.
Okay.
I've got a couple of different interviews with some franchisees for some local territories too as well.
Yeah.
I would love to have my own podcast, like how you have yours as well. I
Nice.
was looking at
Nice.
that to reach out. I have a book planned. I'm going to be writing a book too as well.
Okay.
So it's I've been following a couple different people in terms of authors of how to write that properly.
Right. Right.
And yeah, we're just franchising. We're moving forward. We're making sure that we can just continue to help people. And if I can give back and help more people in terms of clients achieve great
Mm,
wellness success,
yeah.
but also trainers achieve some business success, then we've done well, right?
Wow, you really are. You could have actually taught a entire class on this podcast just about entrepreneurship, or sales or any of those kind of things. It's
Well,
it's
my
amazing how much of a complete package you have. To be honest with you,
oh, thanks, Neil. I appreciate that. Yeah.
right from some business sense to marketing to you've got fitness. Your wife is alongside you. She's the
Yeah.
nutritionist. That sounds like quite the package that you guys have going.
Thanks, bud. I really appreciate it. And I'm also trying to integrate the kids into it, give them little part-time jobs within the business and help them kind of grow their different skill sets of whether it's sales or administration or what have you. But yeah,
Yeah.
just trying to help get the whole family involved.
Wow. Well, holistic is right. You called it from the beginning, and you know, I hate to go. I'd love to hear more about the fitness side, but I know people can definitely again, they can go to your website to get more information there. They can call you, they can email you if they want to get more information. You guys can obviously come out to them with one of the many smart cars, or they can integrate you through or interact with you through Zoom and the
Yeah,
like.
the possibilities are endless, Neil, because
Yeah,
yes, we were limited before with a certain demographic of how far we could go.
right.
Truly, we are the most efficient overall, I guess, all-in-one service because our 30-minute workouts are quick and fast and really only takes us
Wow.
15 minutes to get to a client's house. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So that's why our territories are smaller, right? But
Right.
right now, the reason why I said possibilities are endless is because we can literally train somebody in Australia if we wanted to via Zoom or our remote coaching.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Well, Rob, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm glad that you came on, shared all of this really revolutionary insights for me, because I had a view of what coaching was like, what a personal trainer is like, but I've got to say you've really opened my eyes, and I'm curious now. I got to get on the website and check out some of the stuff that you talk about when it comes to nutrition.
Trainersonsite.com. Yes,
Trainings on site. All
trainersonsite.com.
right. Awesome. Well, Rob, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're so glad to have you. And we're looking forward to hearing some success stories. Please share some stuff with us, and we'll catch you again next time.
Neil, it's been my pleasure, man. It's been amazing. I really love doing this, and thank you so much. You're such a kind host, and I look forward to doing it again.
Love to having you. All right, Rob, take